Well, guys, it looks like Tabitha Brown is back in the news. She has gone viral yet again, but this time, not for telling y'all to go back in Target and buy her products. Now she's going viral for telling entrepreneurs to get a damn job. Now, we're going to get into this video, but make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you enable your bell notifications.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Well, it seems like Tabitha Brown cannot take or catch a break here. It seems like every time she opens her mouth, people are seemingly in their feelings. Now, she came out on social media and she pretty much said, listen, if you are an entrepreneur and you've been doing this thing for some time and it's not working, you're not able to pretty much make an income and it ain't working for you, it's probably time for you to get a job. And when I tell you she was drugged up and through these streets here, that's exactly what happened. The people are not happy with Tabitha Brown right now, and they had a lot to say. So let's kind of get into it because I watched it, but originally when I heard about it, I was like, well, what does she mean? But after watching it, I have my own sentiments, but let's get into it. And y'all let me know what y'all think and how you feel about this.
Hello there. Real quick, that this is not to discourage you because I want us to be clear about that first. Okay. Um, you gotta been in this place for a long time. Okay. Now listen, you got good ideas, baby. You got good ideas. Your execution is not as good. Okay. Um, your follow through not as good. The ideas though are great. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, and that doesn't mean it's not for you. But right now, these last few months, few years, you know what I'm talking about. Baby, it ain't been working for you, okay? And you're doing a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, you done got yourself in some mess, and it's time for you to get a job. You hear me? You just gonna need to get a job for a little while. Okay, it don't mean your ideas ain't good. Okay, don't mean that maybe one day you could be a good entrepreneur, but you have proven to yourself and everybody else that you owe money to. Okay, um, that it ain't working right now. Okay, it ain't worked for a while. It actually has never worked yet. Doesn't mean it won't ever work, but right now you need to go to work. You gonna need to get a job. Okay, and then keep working towards it. But at least you'll have a job while you are pursuing that thing. But right now, you need to get a job, baby. All right? That's it. I love you. Now go about your business. Okay, have a good night. Tomorrow have a good day. But even if you can't have a good one,
Okay,
Okay, I
guys.
usually
Oops,
don't.
excuse me. I always do that. Oh my goodness. So let me get back to that video because I cannot stand when this happens on
hello.
TikTok. So pretty much it seems like from what I saw, she's talking to entrepreneurs. Now, let's get into what some of the people are saying in the chat. This comes off a bit tone deaf. Have you been paying attention to any news about unemployment at all? 300,000 Black women have been laid off, and the number is steadily increasing. Currently, the country has more unemployment people than there are available job openings. It's easy to say get a job, but how do you get a job if there isn't one to get? Right now, all some people have is their talents, and the only way they can make money is by being self employed. This isn't inspirational. Okay, that is just one of the comments. So, again, I'm pretty much doing a reaction video to what she has stated. And again, this has gone viral. So I am simply asking you guys, what do you think? I'm going to be honest, when I first heard it, I was a little bit like, what does she mean, get a job? But after watching the video, I understand what she's saying, but then I understand also what people are saying. And it seems like it's the Black women who seems the most upset. So I understand what they're saying, but I also understand from what she's saying that she's only speaking to a certain group of people. And I'm going to give you guys an example. If you've ever been a self employed person, it takes time to make money. What I gather from what she's saying is you may have to get a job until you make the money. And just so y'all know, it is many entrepreneurs that has worked a job and did their business at the same time. It's not easy. You have to work for what you want. But for some reason, Tabitha Brown is for some reason coming off insensitive to who? Black women.
As to why people are upset at Tabitha Brown. When we watch these influencers and content creators basically go from rags to riches, what we don't realize or what we don't see happening behind the scenes is their removal from our everyday experiences. They become so far removed from how we experience the job market and how we experience the economy, hell, how we are affected by the presidency. And they become tone deaf to the point that they feel like they can tell us how to exist in that experience. Tabitha Brown is not experiencing the job market the way we are experiencing it. And when she got up here and begged us not to boycott Target so that she could keep selling her products, maybe we should have told her she needed to go get a job. I understand the message. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And social media, especially since 2020, has been selling fucking dreams. And the message is sometimes it's not going to work. You have to go get a job. But I ain't never heard nobody say they sat down in the job. They wanted the job of their dreams just fell in their fucking lap. We've never heard it. Then she used to Uber. That's entrepreneurship, honey. You're not getting the W-2. You're getting the 1099 at the end of the year. Why was you out doing Uber? Because you lost your job. And I guess it wasn't easy for you to find another one. So you had to rely on entrepreneurship. You are not experiencing the job market, the economy, the presidency the same way us everyday Americans are. So the message, while it may have been right, it was definitely the wrong messenger. And the only people that are upholding her in this are the same classes, people that feel like they can tell people who are less than them what the fuck they can do to be better than their situation they're in now. It is definitely classism. I don't need a millionaire to get on here and tell me to pull myself up by the motherfucking bootstraps. Get on here and quote your Bible verses and sell your hair care products. Get on here and make vegan potato salad. But don't get on here and tell me how to exist in the world in a way you don't even have to experience it. That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, that was her commentary, but a lot of people are saying very different things. Now, I understand what she's saying from the angle that she's probably looking through, but I still feel as though the message was actually misconstrued, because I don't think what Tabitha was saying was go get a job. She meant if you are an entrepreneur and it's not working, you may need to get a job. But for some reason, that is rubbing a certain type of women the wrong way.
At first, it was Felicia Rashad. Then it turned into Kelly Price. Now it's Tabitha Brown. And all these women are simply doing is holding each other accountable. They're holding their community accountable. The community of black women accountable for the bad parts. Because it can't always be good. None of us are 100% good. There are the dark parts, the shadow parts that you need to work on. And that's what makes you a better person. And the common denominator here is Our women do not want to hear anything negative about themselves. They do not want to be held accountable for the shadow part, the bad parts. However, y'all scream therapy. Y'all made therapy popular. I think the therapy office have overflown, because every woman you meet talking about she going to therapy, but as soon as a therapeutic conversation comes up, they run from it. You hated Kevin Samuels. You hated Kevin Samuels. You hated. You don't want any man telling you anything about yourself. Okay, I understand that. You want somebody that you could essentially, you feel like has some likeness to you. Somebody that's a part of the community. Well, when that happens, you turn on them. We heard for 40 years how terrible men were and how much of a dog they were and how bad of a fathers we were, and we don't want to be husbands. We heard that for 40 years. Now that we're in a highly surveillanced part of this time, this era, and we can see everyone's faults, including your own, black woman, you don't want to hear it. You do not want to hear anything about yourself, when we all know that a lot of what's being said is true. We know it's true. In a matriarch society, there is no authority to put that energy in check. And culturally, our women have been like this for a long time. And so what you're now seeing is, you're finally starting to see a mirror held up that everybody can look into and say, hey, sister, you need to work on that. You got some stuff to work on. If our community is going to be better or get better, it's not just the men that need to change. Our women need to change too. And that's okay. I think you've seen men take accountability. You've seen men get better. You've seen men become better fathers. You see men become husbands. All of the ridiculement, all of the critique, it worked. So black woman, nobody hates you. Nobody dislikes you because we want you to be better. And it's going to be uncomfortable. You don't want to hear this. It's going to be very uncomfortable. But that's where you're going to find the change. And the collective needs a change.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys, that is really true. Now, I'm not saying every man done change, but that is most definitely true. I can say this. When I came to YouTube, I learned a lot, especially when it comes to personalities in women, because the way that I saw women before I started YouTube is very different than how I see them today. So what he's saying, it definitely has a lot of truth to it, with being comfortable with hearing things that you don't like. Just because you don't like it don't mean that is bad. You have to be open to hear someone else's point of view and not become, ridicule someone just because you don't like what they have to say.
Being lied to and having your ego strokes, right? Like, I recognize that from all the time that I spent on threads, that y'all really don't like to hear the truth. Y'all don't like to hear the truth. Y'all don't like to hear a person's truth. Everything that you feel like you disagree with, you need to tear down. But here's the issue that I have right now. Y'all are over here online dragging Tabitha Brown for something that she said that had nothing to do with the majority of y'all who are upset. I get it. You're triggered. You're hurt. You feel like she's tone deaf. But for what? Whose tone is she listening to? Yours? You got an issue, so she should shut up? Does she know you? No, not at all. But here's the issue that's really bothering me. Anytime it is time to tear a black woman down, everybody jumps in, including other black women. Y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop that and sit back and pause and think, wait a minute, what is she really saying? And who is she really talking to? Because maybe it's not me. Right? Maybe I don't have nothing to do with this. Maybe I'm good because I'm not an entrepreneur, right? Maybe I'm good because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm doing all right, so I don't need to get another job. Maybe this isn't about me, so maybe I love being like.
Maybe what Tabitha Brown was saying was not for the majority of the people that became upset, because even reading, some of the comments, what some of the people were saying is, oh, she's tone deaf. 300,000 Black women has lost their jobs. She wasn't talking about those individuals that lost their job. She was simply talking about, if you are an entrepreneur and you are not making any money, at some point you are going to have to get a job, because what are you going to do if you're on your entrepreneur journey and you're not making money? You at some point have to pay your bills. Now, if you guys go back to watch her video, it almost seemed like she was actually speaking to someone, because in her video, it almost made it seem like whoever this individual was had exhausted themselves because they had maybe been borrowing money from individuals and just wasn't able to pay it back. So that is what I got from that video. And I can tell y'all this, a lot of times when we hear stuff on social media, it is so important for us to go back and watch it, because I'm going to be honest, when I saw that video and everything was going viral with regards to Tabitha Brown, I immediately got a little attitude, and I had to check myself like, wait a minute, you don't even know what's going on. You're just going off of what you heard and saw online. But when I went back and watched that video, I said, okay, I understand now. But of course, y'all let me know what y'all think. Are you some of the people that are doing some of the similar stuff that they're saying in these videos? Does this apply to you? Or do we just want to find a reason to be angry? Now, the last video that I put up, the lady said, listen, do a certain type of people just want to be mad? I mean, do y'all look for reasons to be mad? Because clearly this woman was not talking about every single person. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Okay, guys, so I often get a lot of questions about my skin. What do I use on my skin? How do you keep your skin so nice and, clean and clear? I don't have on any makeup. I have a ton of makeup. However, I don't wear makeup every day. It's just because I like clean skin. I like to wash my face several times a day. And that's kind of why I don't wear makeup like that. It's not because I don't like it. I actually do. But like I said, I like to wash my face a lot. So I wear makeup, but I just don't wear it every day. But let's get into my face routine. I'm also going to link this so that you guys can be able to purchase these products from me. So this is what I use as a cleanser. Let me put that close up to here so you guys can see. Now, I am fully aware that some people don't use towels when they wash their face, and that is perfectly fine. It's up to you. I'm old school. I need to be able to rub my face and see the dirt come off. That's just how I am. This is how I am. So I just literally take this cleanser that I just showed y'all. I'm going to put some on my towel just because I'm a towel girl. Some of y'all don't use towels. Hey, if you don't use a towel, that's up to you. But I'm going to put it on my towel here, and then I'm going to wet it because that's just how I do. That's what I do, and y'all do what y'all do. And I pretty much just wash this into my face. Obviously, if you guys just use your hand, then you just rub it. You just rub it. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse it off. So now I have rinsed it off my face. The cleanser is off. I have rinsed, cleaned my face. Now I'm going to dry my face with the towel. Of course, make sure you're using a clean towel for your face. I'm going to dry my face as much as I can. That's all done. All right. Now I'm just gonna go backwards again. This is called the Resurface Refining Cleanser right here. Here's the box that it comes in, okay? So that is step one. Always use, you gotta clean your face, right? Now, the next thing that I do And I don't think that this goes in any order. The first thing you just need to make sure is that you are in fact washing your face, okay? Now, the next thing that I do is I do the vitamin C glow serum. That's right here. I'm going to take it out of the box. This is what it looks like, okay? And now what I do is I take, and listen y'all, sometimes I use too much of products. Don't be like me, because you don't need but a squeeze, okay? This is all you need, okay? A squeeze. But me, this is what I be doing. 2 squeezes, because I'm just extra like that, okay? So this, you're going to put on your face, rub it. You don't need to put it on your lips. You don't need to put it on your eyes. You don't need to put it on your eyebrows. If y'all notice, I try to avoid my eyebrows, and that is simply because I have them done professionally. And when you put product on it, I notice that it makes them lighten. Now, if you don't get your eyebrows done, you don't need to worry about this. Now, this is the vitamin C glow serum, okay? Vitamin C is really good for your skin. Now, as that dries, you will notice when you put that on, it's a little thick. Reason why I did not need to use 2 pumps, but like I told y'all, I am extra, and that's just what I do. So let that dry. Like right now, I can tell that it is totally dry. The next thing that I put on my skin is the eye cream. Right here. This is the eye cream. Put that on. Now this is for day. I know some of y'all probably wondering, eye cream, don't you put that on at night? I do have a regimen that I do at night, but for this video, this is a morning routine. And I told y'all I'd be a little extra with stuff, and I was a little extra with this eye cream, because look at all this I got left. And also too, guys, with this vitamin C serum, you also can put this on your neck, so don't forget to do that. I again pumped out a little bit too much of this eye cream, and I do extra, so don't be like me. And that is pretty much what I do every day in terms of my face care. Again, I do not wear makeup every day. I love makeup. I have a whole bunch of it, but that is pretty much my skin routine every day. Now, of course, if you guys are wearing makeup, this is good for your cleaning your face. Obviously, if you're gonna wear makeup, there will be another set of things that you would need to do before you put on your makeup, as far as, you know, putting on you some kind of moisturizer, because when you put on makeup, it does typically, it can dry your skin, so you would have to add on a moisturizer. So this is, again, my routine for my everyday look. I'm going to link these products so that you guys will be able to directly purchase these items, and they come very fast. The warehouse, I believe, if you're in the South, is in Miami, Florida. Don't quote me on it. Products come really, I know the products do come really fast. And again, I'll clip this in my video, so hopefully this helps. And I will see you guys in the next video, in which I will tell you about my nighttime routine.